second grade. Today we are going to read the book One Smart Skunk. Beamer smelled awful, and it wasn't the first time. Beamer's been sprayed by a skunk, said Willie's mom. That dog will stink for days, said Willie's dad. Get away from me, yelled Willie, and don't come back until you've had a bath. Rebecca, the skunk, who lived under the deck, heard it all. She had warned that silly dog. She stamped her front feet. She raised her tail. But the dog chased her anyway. Rebecca did not like being chased. She did not like being interrupted when she was trying to catch a mouse. And she did not like being surprised or pounced on while she was eating. One day, while Rebecca was digging for grubs, she overheard an alarming conversation. I wouldn't be fooled by her sweet face, said the man's voice. She's nothing but a tricky little critter, and a smelly one at that. The voice continued, I think we should blast her. Oh no, cried the softer female voice. There's no need to hurt her. If you don't bother her, she won't bother you. Rebecca relaxed. At least someone knew she was harmless. But it was a while before she dared to venture out into the open again. Several days later, Rebecca noticed a metal and wire crate under the deck. Somebody, probably the boy, had worked hard on the decorations. There was a small hooked rug, a bed of straw, a pretty flower, and a tiny dish of water. An odd-shaped cracker with cheddar cheese sat on a napkin near the doorway. Rebecca approached the crate, her nose twitching. The cheese smelled good, but she was suspicious. She walked all around the wire house, checking it out, but decided not to go inside. She would wait. The next day, Rebecca watched Willie help his dad carry the wire house to the edge of their yard. Willie's dad pulled open the door and released two nervous squirrels who quickly ran up a tree. Thank goodness Rebecca was smarter than the squirrels. If she hadn't been patient, she too might have fallen for the sweet smell of cheddar cheese. A few days later, Rebecca heard a familiar voice. It's time for us to have a heart-to-heart talk. I've been watching you gathering your things for a nest, and you are definitely plumper around your middle. One skunk is tolerable, but a family of skunks? Impossible. He shook his finger. I tried to relocate you, but you didn't fall for the trap. So I'm warning you. The air around here is about to get quite polluted. Leave now, or you and your family will be sorry. In the morning, Willie's dad returned with a large jar filled with small white balls. Rebecca watched him from her hiding place. He opened the jar and flung 3 big scoopfuls of the stuff around the entrance to her nest. He also threw a smelly rag on the ground. Willie placed a boom box on the deck above Rebecca's nest and turned up the volume. The smell of ammonia and mothballs was awful. The sound of rap music was intolerable. Rebecca got the message. This was no place to raise a family. As soon as dusk came, Rebecca fled. Rebecca left a note. Dear folks, sorry I took off without saying goodbye, but the stink was unbearable, and the noise was even worse. I'm moving in with a friend who lives in the city. So long, and thanks for the accommodations. Good luck finding someone else to handle your pest control. Love, Rebecca. Rebecca traveled most of the night, and at daybreak, she arrived in the city. On her first evening in the city, Rebecca had no problem finding her old friend. They climbed up a drain post together and watched the moon. Rebecca had a good feeling about her new home. She had no regrets. Rebecca slept during the day. At night, she and her friends explored. No one bothered them as they walked up and down the avenues. The city was definitely a good place to raise a family. The end. That's our last book for this school year. Next week, school will end. I want to make sure that you all know that we missed you very, very much, and we can't wait to see you when school starts up again. Have a great summer break.